could have transferred, I decided not to. I'm like, let me just take some easy courses. So I'm like, Microsoft Word 1. I live on my computer. I am gonna ace this course.
We are going to do some reacting today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to watch some YouTube videos. We are going to, check out some memes, check a couple of TikToks maybe. We're just going to have some fun. So with me today, I have several of our Get to College summer interns.
Hey guys, I'm Jacob Brogan, currently a student at the University of Southern Mississippi. Orientation's tomorrow. Go Golden Eagles. I'm a political science major with a minor in economics. I'm happy to be here.
Hey y'all, my name is Eboni. I'm a rising junior at the University of Mississippi. Hotty toddy. I'm majoring in biology and minoring in chemistry and society and health. Excited to be here today, ready to look at some memes and videos.
Hey y'all, I'm Kila Anderson. I'm a student at Mississippi State University, and I'm excited to be here. This is my first time doing this, so it's going to be an interesting experience.
Thank you for joining us on this college tour. Now, I'm going to start this off as usual with a little canned joke about walking backwards.
Polite laughter. I'm never getting in here. I'm never getting it anywhere.
Ooh, fun fact, a magazine no one reads actually rated us the #2 best mid-sized liberal arts college in the Northeast, excluding Vermont.
Woohoo! I went here.
I can tell. That concludes our tour. Looks like half of you are gone, either from lack of interest or genuinely getting lost. So, are there any other questions?
Actually, I have a weirdly specific question.
I definitely don't know the answer to that.
And there's always that parent or kid that asks such a specific question that you'll realistically never need to know the answer to. It's like, that happens a lot in like classes, I'll notice. And I'm like, we're not even reading this whole chapter and you asked about something that's not even on the test. Do you actually want to know what we're learning? Come on.
I don't know if you're fans of The Walking Dead, but you've got The Walking Dead. Boom. Oh, we're getting better. We're getting better. All right, here's the first group project one. This is my favorite. Y'all, what were y'all's experiences with group projects so far?
So for me, it's like, we never really got time in class to work on group projects. I mean, like, it was just like, all right, we'll exchange numbers and text afterwards. And then we may have talked for a brief minute, and there was an understanding that the smartest person in the group would do it, slap our names on it or whatever. And I was that person at some point, and I was people who didn't do a lot. I think group projects are really how the teacher presents them. And if the teacher kind of like gives some guidance, they could be fun, but usually this is realistic.
Most of the group projects that I've been a part of, they haven't been really big groups. We usually just like get lost in the sauce. Like someone's not participating, so we have to go like round up everyone and like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And nobody knows what to do. I think it's better if we get like assigned a task versus people taking the task and trying to figure out who does it. But
I haven't really had that many group projects so far because as a science major, most of your classes early on have like 200 people in them. So the professors don't even know you enough to assign you a group project. But in my honors classes where it's like a smaller class size and you only have like 15 to 20 people, we'll have like one group project that you have to do. And like in our honors 101 class you have to take as a freshman, you have to like leave class one day as part of your grade. So in those experiences, it's always different when you're like in an honors class and everybody is smart, because everybody is like an alpha personality. So everybody wants to take charge of the project. So that's a completely different world in its own, trying to split work up when everybody thinks they know what's the best way to take. And I'm not the type of person that's going to try to control everybody. So I'm always the type of person that kind of like, what do you want me to do? Do it. And then take a step back and let everybody talk amongst themselves. That's kind of how I approach group projects.
I remember in grad school, we had an assignment and it was literally, first of all, it was a group project and we had two choices. We could either write a like 10 or 15 page research paper and each person has to individually write it, or you could present as a group for 15 minutes. And one of the girls in my group was like, we're writing papers, right? I was like, Absolutely not. There's no chance that we're all writing research papers. I will present for us. You can speak for like a couple of minutes. I'll talk the whole time if I have to, but we are doing a 15-minute presentation because that's so much less work. But oh man.
Absolutely.
Choose a major you love and you'll never work a day in your life because that field probably isn't hiring.
That's what my girlfriend's dad said about my political science major.
I know your end goals. Like, where do you think you'll start at?
Well, I wanna get my master's in economic development. Our very own Kirsten Dufour convinced me of that, and so I really want to get involved in that field. So I'm not gonna be totally using my major in political science.
That's a good idea.
There's not a lot of prerequisites for the master's program. So
this TikTok was done back during the pandemic, and it was making fun of graduating at home. This guy was really funny to me. And so it's when you're trying to graduate, but your neighbor's kid is having a birthday party.
I'm surprised that the alternative in COVID was like honking parties. I saw a lot of memes about like honk, it's my birthday and stuff like that. Pretty intense alternative.
Another group project slander. So here's the picture, and then the caption says, "You do one half of the assignment, I'll do the other, and then we'll just join them together." So you've got the Mona Lisa and this. Quite even on the work there. There's the can, and the caption says, "When you're writing an essay and trying to hit the 500 word count." Very young, small, early piece.
The worst thing ever is having to cut down an essay, because I had one professor freshman year. We wrote the essay, and then after we wrote the essay at the end of the semester, she's like, "Okay, now we're going to cut 500 words out, and it still needs to be coherent and say the same thing." She said, "You're going to learn how to actually write and not just put fluff in to reach the word limit." And that was even harder than trying to get to like 3,000 words, was trying to say what you wanted to say in only 500. That was a lot worse.
Maybe you should be in the advanced class?
Yeah, just a beginner. I haven't even ever seen a Gortar.
And to speak on the video where Andy was put in like a beginner guitar class and he already knew how to play guitar, that kind of happened to me when I got to college, because I got the orientation, didn't know any of like the course numbers or anything. And she's like, "Yes, this is the math class you need to be in." And then I got in the math class, and like a few weeks in, I was like, "Wow, I already know how to do this." And the professor was like, "Wow, you keep getting hundreds on all the tests. Maybe you need to go to the next class up." So that definitely happened to me.
I wish that one of my best friends who works at the University of Memphis, I just saw him and a friend talking on Facebook, and they were saying, "Hey, remember the time that we took an HPR class, which is like a health class?" They said we took it just for an easy A, but apparently the class ended up not being easy at all. So I wish that I knew what class it was, first of all, and I wish that they were here to tell the story, because it sounded really funny. But sometimes you think you're taking like a piece of cake and it ends up being really difficult.
That literally happened to me. This last semester was my last semester of community college, and I had like 65 hours, so I'm already over it. I could have transferred, I decided not to. I'm like, let me just take some easy courses. So I'm like, Microsoft Word 1. I live on my computer. I am going to ace this course. I'm telling you, there were 25 assignments each week, and they were like keyboard typing stuff. Like the lazy fox jumps over the brown dog, stuff like that. But like 50 times each assignment, I had to go buy a new keyboard because my wrist was hurting so bad from just typing. And it was when I learned I'd rather take something that I may be interested in rather than going for the easy A, because I learned the hard way that time.
In this economy, who can afford an expensive haircut or a four-year degree?
Salt Lake Community College, barbering and cosmetology school.
So my community college actually had this service where the cosmetology students for $1 would cut your hair. And I did it like for a whole year. Like they would cut my hair I just bring 4 quarters in and literally do it. And then so the first time I went in there, my friend was like, "Bro, they give such good haircuts. Like it's actually surprising." And I'm like, my brain was thinking of that little disclaimer, an unlicensed salon, and I was worried. So I go in, and overall, it took them about 4.5 hours to cut my hair. And I just get like, I'm just a typical guy haircut, just cut it. I don't do anything crazy. And because I get there, one person starts working on my hair. She'll do like a little part over here, and then another student will come and do another section of my hair. And then like 2 hours in, the professor or whoever main barber is coming, the whole class is just looking as they're cutting. Like, so this is the technique you do. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this was the worst dollar I have ever spent in my life. And legitimately 4.5 hours later, I had a mediocre haircut.